When we talk about a successful city, we're talking about something that's quite ambiguous. A successful city financially for the elite might be a very unsuccessful city for ordinary people.
So there are different kinds of success, if you wish. One is the success whereby a city makes its entire population welcome. The other one is the success where the core of the city becomes a very welcoming and attractive space for the global travelers and tourists and global investors.
Well, what makes for a successful city does depend from city to city. In other words, I don't think there's an idea that one size fits all. I don't think you're going to find that. Now, when you have, let's say, a city like London, 7-8 million people, very multicultural and very dispersed, what makes that successful, and I think London is pretty good at it now, it wasn't about up until 15 years ago, is to allow these different ethnic communities to actually have their own space and survive, and to be able to live relatively close to where you work or have very, very good public transport to that. I'd say probably public transport is, affordable public transport is one of the things that cuts across all the good cities.
In a very, very specific way, which also means actually a very generic way. It means, of course, having lots of public places. It means having certain types of densities, articulated, I would say, in ways of multiple centers. In that sense, London, is very, very interesting as a city. It means also, I think, that the question of size is a curve. Yes, you want a certain size. But after a certain size, it becomes negative. Too small is not good, and too large is not good either. I mean, that is what I would say.
Those cities that have been adapting very well to huge crises, which have been able to surmount huge process of urban transformation. You see empires and nations and even private companies or corporations that they come and go with time, but the good cities, they stay, yeah? And because they have this flexibility to adapt to the very huge changes. Huh?
And I always say, I mean, one of the reasons that cities have outlasted all these other more powerful, more organized, more centrally commanded systems of power is because they're incomplete. It's their incompleteness that gives them their longevity. That means that a city does not become obsolete. Parts of the city become obsolete, but then there are other parts that are not obsolete or that can be recovered. So I think that incompleteness of the city also means that no tyrant can simply run a city. The city will talk back.